Hi, my name is Omar Pava, a student of the software engineer of the Manuel Beltrán University. In this opportunity, I talk about the quality of the process or a norm space. The first item is maturity model. The maturity model allows to know the maturity of an organization based on its process in relation to the software quality. However, there is also the model of capacity, which measures the capacity of each of the software process of the organization. It's important to note that previously errors were not a fundamental part of software development. However, they were included after the end of the software, when the product was already in production. However, errors are taken into account as a fundamental part of products' high quality. The software products, and it is included in the phases. This also allows to better position in the service as a quality service. In order to guarantee the quality of the products, it must be taken into account to comply with at least give the expected results. It should be able to improve over time depending on the objectives of the organization, comply with the established times, an organization that does not measure its times and process is considered immature. You can define the level of the mature of the company using this model. Okay. Characteristics of the space. Space is for a tool with the following objectives: propose and develop a starting standard for evaluating software process, evaluate your performance through experimentation in the emerging development industry, promote the transfer of the technology for the evaluation of the software process to the software industry worldwide. The structure of the ISO. The structure of the standard basically consists of the theme parts, concepts, and vocabulary. In this step, the standard seeks to contextualize vocabulary and main concepts so that it can be understood. Performing an assessment sets some minimum requirements to carry out the evaluation of the process, so it tends to be used by certification bodies to perform certification audits. Guidance on performing an assessment. It provides guidance for an evaluation using as reference the ISO, providing an overview of the evaluation of process. Guidance on use for process improvement and process capability determination. It helps to determine and guide the process. This allows higher quality and improvement. Therefore, this analysis can basically help to determine the ability of the process and if processes are effective in achieving the objectives of the business, which can be used to identify and make improvements on process. An exemplar software life cycle process assessment model. This part of the standard basically shows an example about how to perform an assessment according to the requirements of Part 2 of the norm. An exemplar system life cycle process assessment model. This part of the standard is similar to Part 5, so also this part also gives an example about how to perform an assessment according to the requirements of the ISO. But in this case, it's used only as a process reference model, the standard ISO. Assessment of organizational maturity. This part of the standard is one of the most important, together with parts 1 and 2, and mainly establishes minimum requirements for an assessment of the maturity of the organization. An exemplary process assessment model for IT service management. This part of the standard also provides an example of evaluation of process, but in this case focused on the process of the ISO. Structure target process profile. This part of the standard essentially establishes a number of requirements in the order to be able to determine the ability to achieve the organization's specific needs using process profiles. Safety extension. This part of the standard basically adds a security component as an extension on the previous parts. Process of the software life cycle is ISO. This standard consists of the following groups of processing: argument process, organizational process that enable projects process, technical process, software implementation process, software support process, software reuse process. Each of these groups define a specific process, which are described below. Okay, this is the presentations about space.